Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, and today we have an unboxing as I've had a couple of boxes arrive. We've got one box from Canada and one box from the US. Now these contain all sorts of different bits of old toys, but I also believe they contain a couple of miles for the Miles of Mayhem project. So let's get on and open them and see what's been sent in. This first package is from Karl, who has sent stuff in previously. He messaged me again to say that he'd found a Miles Mayhem to go in the Mile of Mayhem project and that he'd like to send that over. But he's also included a few other pieces. So let's open up this box and see what he sent over. So we have a note and it says, "Cheers again, Dave. I'm providing you with a small lot of figures for your collection and your Guinness record attempt. Included in this package are the following." Oh, well, I won't read that out all now because we can go through and work out what everything is one by one. But he carries on. It says, "I believe that is about it for the time being. I will be keeping an eye out for additional Miles Mayhem figures for you over the next number of months. I even posted a video link to your Mile of Mayhem campaign in one of my toy forums on Facebook to try and generate some additional buzz and interest to try and help you reach the goal. Once again, it's always a treat watching your videos, learning more toy fix-it tricks and watching your progress on your journey to the Guinness World Record. Thanks, Karl." Well, thanks, Karl. That is really kind. So let's take a look at what he's sent over. I'm going to keep this bit of paper here just in case I don't actually recognise what he's sent, and I can always refer to it. So let's see what is in here. Right, we've got a few bits at the top. Well, let's start with that one. I can see a couple of little Skeletors in here. These are possibly modern He-Man figures or modern statues. We've got a modern little Skeletor there with a spring-loaded waist. I wonder what era that's from. Looks sort of like 2000s. It says 2003 on the bottom, so that's a modern little Skeletor. And then we've got a couple of little sort of statuesque type He-Man figures. So we've got He-Man and we have Skeletor. Those are pretty cool. Let me put those to one side. Right, then we have in here, we've got a sew-on patch, and then we have an umbrella, it looks like. Oh, there's a badge as well. So the sew-on patch that looks like a sort of modern clone trooper, although it's not quite a modern clone trooper. It looks a bit more like a skull. That's an interesting looking design there. That's pretty cool. We have that, which is the top part to the Penguin's umbrella, which I think possibly is the Superpowers version, or maybe that's the Toy Biz version. It's definitely from the Penguin. And then we have a badge here, which is Thor. Let me check the notes to see what he says that is. And it says, "This is Superpowers Penguin umbrella. My kitten got hold of it and put a few small pinholes and teeth marks in it." Oh, I can see. My cat does the same. She likes chewing things. That is pretty useful, though. I do have a penguin. I don't think I've got all of his umbrella, so that's going to go in there. And that is indeed a vintage Thor badge. So yeah, I'll have to find some space on the Nerdfest for a couple of these pieces. Then in here, what have we got? A whole selection of odd figures. I can see some Fisher-Price Adventure People figures in here. Let me start with the ones I know. So those are Fisher-Price Adventure Peoples. That is Clawtron. He's always missing the little panel on the front. He looks well played with. And then we've got a couple of other ones. I think that's the sort of deep sea diver sort of pilot, the guy who runs the submarine, and the cross-bike driver. Then we've got a couple of these ones which, what are those? Those look like Tonka, I think they are possibly. They're very similar in style, but I think those ones are Tonka. That guy, again, looks very similar to the Fisher-Price Adventure People. It's the same sort of construction, but it's not. I wonder what that one is. Might have to do some research on that. And then a couple of other figures. That one is made of metal. That one's made of plastic. It doesn't say on the notes, so I'll have to look that one up. But that one's definitely got a sort of die-cast body with plastic limbs. Interesting. If you know, leave some comments below. Then we have a bag with, there's a few Star Wars figures in here. We have got a vintage Jedi Luke Skywalker in a fairly battered and well-worn condition. He's often missing the paint on his hands and his face. Nice figure. We have a Hoth Luke Skywalker who's certainly seen some action. He's got a very red hand there and a red sort of face and side. Wonder what's happened to him. We have an AT-AT driver. Again, poor chap. Bit loose and floppy and he's missing his fingers, but that's an ideal figure to go in my Yellow Squadron army of vintage Star Wars figures. We've also got C-3PO here who is missing his hands. The amount of times I've seen C-3POs like this with their hands missing, I wonder what happens to them. That one looks a bit chewed and that one just looks snapped off. Then we have this little Hot Wheels car, which is a modern one, which is designed to look like Boba Fett. That is pretty cool. And we have Lando Calrissian, again, pretty nice figure. Then what have we got here? Well, this looks like some Miles Mayhems to me. In fact, it looks like a whole load of Miles Mayhems. Wow, that is quite a pile of them. That's going to be quite a boost to the Mile of Mayhem project. And if you haven't watched those videos, do. It's an interesting thing. I will put links to that at the end, but they're all over Toy Polloi 2 now. This is a project that I'm working on. So what have we got? We have got 4 different versions of blue Miles Mayhem, and then we have got 3 of the Venom's Revenge version of Miles Mayhem, 1 with his mask. That is absolutely fantastic. So that's 7 more Miles Mayhems to add to the list, and that gets me closer to getting 1 mile's worth of Miles Mayhem. Amazing. And then there was one final package. Now, I did read the notes on this one because I don't know what these are. These are called Sergeant Savage. So these are 4-inch scale figures sold as a companion line to the G.I. Joe line in the mid-90s. I don't recognise these, but if you do, leave some comments below. So this is Sergeant Savage. So yeah, this is a much bigger figure. If I bring in a normal size 3 3/4 inch figure, you can see that's about, yeah, a little bit bigger. So they are definitely 4 inches tall. I don't know anything about those, so I'm going to have to do some research. They appear to have, is that an O-ring construction? No, it's not even an O-ring construction. They've just got interesting sort of joints there. Quite posable figures. You can move them all about. Yeah, so that is Sergeant Savage. That is a new line to me. Well, Carl, thanks ever so much for sending all of these pieces in. I've already sent you a load of TP bits, but I will send you the exclusive Mile of Mayhem sticker, so you'll be getting that in the post soon. This is absolutely amazing. Thanks ever so much for sending all of this stuff over. This package has arrived from Morley in Canada, and again, it's supposed to contain some Miles Mayhem figures, but as you can see, it's a bit larger than a few Miles Mayhem figures, so let's open it up and see what he's sent in. Right, well, there is a note, so let me read that and then we'll get on with looking in the box. It says, "Dear Dave and Mrs. Toy Polloi, just wanted to say I've been a subscriber for many years and have used your excellently innovative tricks to repair many of my own toys and collectibles over the years. So thanks for the great content and keep the videos coming. As you know, I had originally reached out to you regarding a Miles Mayhem figure I found, but on a recent trip to visit my parents in northern Canada, I came across a box filled with some of my childhood toys, some of which are in fairly decent condition, others may be useful for parts or projects. There's a little of everything, including some Masters of the Universe masks, Sectors, GoBots, Transformers, real Ghostbusters, including 2 nearly perfect proton packs, and some odds and ends you might find useful. If you do come across a Millennium Falcon rank that you can part with, I would be very grateful, as that is all my Falcon is missing." Well, do you know what? I've found you one, so I will be putting that in the post very shortly. Anyway, I hope you and the missus are well and look forward to seeing the next video. Cheers, Morley. Well, Morley, thanks ever so much. Before I even open this, I do indeed have a ramp for you, so that will be going in the post, but let's get on and see what you've sent over. Okay, so we'll start with the first thing, which was right on the top, which is this, which is a Masters of the Universe attack track, and it is in absolutely amazing condition. And the first thing I'm going to say about this is it's so much redder than the one I have. The one that I fixed up on the channel previously was a really sort of orangey colour. This is a very vibrant red. I've never seen one in this shade of red, so I'm going to certainly get this cleaned up and working again and get it in my collection, because it's just such a different sort of tone of colour. It needs new rubber bands to go on the wheels, and it's obviously missing the battery cover, because they always are, but I reckon that will get going again pretty easily. They're nice easy ones to get working, but it's such a lovely vehicle and it's in such amazing condition, so thank you for that. That is absolutely fantastic. Then I can see there is another package here which to me immediately looks like a Road Ripper, so let's open this one up and take a look at that. Yeah, that is definitely a Road Ripper, another absolutely fantastic toy. I love this one. It's so much fun to play with. This one is missing all of its stickers, and it looks like there's been a little standard repair there on this clip that it's always missing. I replaced that with a piece of Lego. This just looks like a piece of rolled up plastic, but it does the same sort of job, so that is fantastic. This looks like another He-Man piece. This is a leg to Spydor. I actually do need one final leg to finish the Spydors off that I was working on, and that looks like a pretty reasonable leg. It's still got the piece that attaches to the body, which is damaged, but we just need to remove that. That leg is fantastic. That is going to complete my second Spydor. Amazing. And then in here, this looks like a GoBots toy. Is this Psykill? I think his name is. This is the larger version of Psykill. I remember as a child I had the small version, but this is the large one. Wow, that looks really lovely. I can't quite remember how you transform him. I think you sort of have to put his legs down like that. Does this piece unclip somehow? Feels like it should. So we've got his arms that you have to sort of undo. Ooh, it's been a long time since I've played with a GoBot. Those go down there. Does this bit unclip? It feels like it should unclip. Oh, I see. No, it spins around. We do that. Ooh, doing this all wrong, aren't I? We put those arms back in. I bet GoBots fans are looking at me going, what on earth is he doing? Why is he doing it like that? And the reason is because I can't remember. That must rotate. Oh, there we go. That rotates round like that. There we go. And there we have the larger version of Cycle. That is absolutely fantastic. I love that. What an amazing looking toy. Then we have this bag here, which looks like some more GoBots and Transformers maybe. So empty this out and we'll take a look. Oh yeah, definitely GoBots and Transformers. This one here, I recognise. This is Transformers Mirage. You quite often see this guy in two parts, but this one looks like it is unbroken, just well played with and well loved. Let me rotate him and transform him. There we go. Yeah, that is Mirage. He's missing the little fins at the back and his blue plastic's gone a tad yellow, but what a lovely toy. Then we have another Transformer. This is one of the figures that form up Devastator. This is a Constructicon. Is this guy's name Hook, maybe? He does have a big hook. I'm not very good at remembering all of the names, but again, a really nice figure that is. Very nice, thank you. And then we have here, that is Bumblebee. A nice little vintage Bumblebee. Again, well played with. He's missing a couple of his stickers. He's missing his little rub sign there. But what a lovely little figure. Look at him there. That is a nice little toy. I used to absolutely love these mini bots as a child because these were the only ones that I could afford to buy. I think many kids just had these ones because these are sort of the more pocket money friendly figures. A lot of Transformers were a bit on the expensive side, so a Bumblebee like this would be something that everyone had. What a lovely little figure. And then we've got a couple of GoBots which I can't remember the names of. This one is a little sort of Scooter. You'll probably find his name is actually just Scooter because they tended to be fairly obvious with their names. A nice little one there. And then what is this one in here? Just open that. This one is, what does that turn into? Oh, it's a forklift truck. Where's his head? It's hidden in the back there. That's a nice one as well. Thank you for those. This bag looks like it contains a Centurions, and I think this is Ace McLoud, judging by the colour of him. Indeed, this is Ace McLoud. Now, I have a couple of these toys, but I don't have any accessories for them. So even the helmet there is new to me. So that's the first helmet I've ever had. It looks like we've got the other parts of his setup as well, all of the accessories. So this is, yeah, all new to me. I've only ever had these little figures to repair them because they often have broken arms, which is a fun little thing to repair. So if I can get this out of here, we can put him together. So what have we got? I guess that bit clips on his back there. And I think that bit clips on the front somehow. And then we've got bits that go on his legs. And then I'm not quite sure on the rest, but I will work that out. Obviously things clip on the wings there. So yeah, that is an almost complete Ace McLoud. That is fantastic. They are really nice figures, much chunkier and sort of bigger than I'd ever imagined when I first got one. Looks like maybe his arm has been glued in. I can see that arm is fixed solid. This arm still moves about. That one I can see some glue residue. So again, another sort of childhood repair going on there to get this figure in a playable state. It's always interesting to see how things were repaired sort of back in the day and how I would repair them now. But yeah, that is really cool. Thank you very much for that one. Then this bag looks like Ghostbusters pieces, and I can see some very well packed Ghostbusters Proton packs, which, yeah, as Morley said, are often broken. So let's open these up. I don't think I've ever had an unbroken one. All of the ones I've got in my collection are sort of partly repaired. If it's not the clips on the back, then it's the proton beams have snapped, or the handles on the wand there. Yeah, those are looking pretty nice, in very good condition. That's really useful. What's in this one here? Again, it's another pack, and again, it is in really lovely condition. Doesn't look like anything's been broken off it, so those are absolutely fantastic. That's the first unbroken proton packs I think I've ever owned. And in here We've got some other pieces. We've got ghosts and bits of, oh yeah, this is the standard way a proton pack will appear. The beam is broken off. And what's in here? Oh, so that's broken off, that one, yeah. Easy to fix, just you know, drilling a few holes in a little piece of paperclip, but they always end up like that. So that's a broken one. I will get that one fixed. Then we've got a few of the little ghosts. Another little ghost there. And then we have, who do we have here? Well, this one is Ray. So that will go with one of the proton packs. And then this one here looks like Egon. And it is indeed. So there we have Egon and Ray and a couple of proton packs. Absolutely amazing. This final bag looks like it contains a few odds and ends, and I can see some He-Man pieces in here straight away. So this is one of the little mini comics. I don't have any vintage mini comics, would you believe? I've got quite a collection of figures, but I've not got a single little mini comic. So I wonder which figure this came with. It's either going to be Mechanic or Buzz-Off, I would guess. But yeah, let's have a little read. Is it in multiple languages? I didn't know they were in multiple languages. Oh, I guess this has come from Canada, so it's going to be in French and in English. That's quite cool. Yeah, I'll have a read of that later. Then we have a few other parts and pieces in here, so let's empty this out. I can see, what have we got here? There's a gun for something, not quite sure what that is for. If you know, then leave a comment below. We have, that is one of the guns for Spider, in fact another piece that I need. We have a sword for Skeletor. This is Robin the Mego doll's shoe. We have a little sort of belt or holster there, not sure what that's for. That is for one of the Fisher-Price people. That's one of the Fisher-Price divers. It clips over their heads. A very useful piece. I think I have a couple of the divers without that, so that's going to go straight onto one of those. I think that might be Man-at-Arms' little mace. We have a patch here. Oh, that is a very nice patch, and that will definitely go onto the nerd vest. I've got a space on a few of my nerd vests. That is very nice. So that is a little Millennium Falcon that says Rebel Scum underneath it, and it's one that you Velcro on. I like patches like that. That's definitely going to go onto one of the nerd vests, so thank you for that. And then in here we have a Sector's figure. Is that to do with him? Not sure. If you know what that goes with, do let me know. But that is a Sector's figure as well. Thank you ever so much, Molly. These are absolutely fantastic pieces, and I'm going to get some of them certainly fixed up and put in my collection. And there's some pieces that can just go straight in my collection. It is so generous of you. I will sort you out some Toy Polloi bits and get them in the post to you shortly, including a Millennium Falcon ramp. And there we go. That is it for this unboxing today. I have to say a massive thank you to both Morley and Karl. This is so generous of you and so kind. There are some really lovely pieces here and some interesting projects, and an amazing new 8 figures to add to the Mile of Mayhem, which is getting closer to its first 100. So thanks ever so much for those. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, then why not head on over to my main channel Toy Polloi and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.